manufacturer of architectural millworks, of custom cabinets, of stone and granite countertops and surfaces. And we believe that the spaces that we work in, we can make an immersive experience by the products that we put into them. When they're made by the best people and the best craftsmen and women that understand what that end result is and what that experience is that we're trying to provide for our clients in the long run. So we create large built-to-order custom cabinets, architectural millworks, some stone and quartz surfaces, and most of those products that we create go into maybe an apartment building, a luxury apartment building, or might go into a commercial building or commercial space, or schools, education, the medical field. Those are mostly the sectors that we service and we sell into. What makes us kind of unique here at Hansen Company is everything's made right here in central Minnesota, right here in St. Joe, with our incredibly talented project managers, engineers, sales staff, and our production men and women on the floor. We build right here in St. Joe, and we started out with about 7,000 square feet many years ago. We got about 77,000 square feet. We make them right here in our ever-evolving space. So our first line of contact here would be our sales and estimating department. They would get a bid in. They would then go through the drawings, and they would see if what's in there in the specs is something that we offer and something that really is that experience-driven product for that space. We would then go through, try to understand the design intent, what the customer's looking for, and we do that so we can see if we can offer alternatives or value engineering options to give the customer what they want, but maybe at the same time saving some dollar or adding more value to that project. So once we're awarded a project, then that project goes to our project management team, which consists of project managers and project coordinators, and it's their role to really take what was in those drawings and in the bid and kind of marrying that all together. They work with communicating with our clients, with our customers, with the architects, with the interior designers, and really trying to create that space and take it out of what was a vision and create reality out of it. And they'll then bring it over to our engineering department, engineering, design, and drafting. And what they'll do, they'll start with by creating the first draw of what the space is, trying to take what that vision was that might have been 50, 60, or 70% from the interior designer or from our client, and really putting all the details to it of how it's going to be assembled, how it's going to be constructed, how we're going to install it, how we're going to produce it, how we're going to ship it. They also help put the whole production, all the parts and pieces together, even down so far as to putting a packing list together so we make sure all the products get out to the job site. So once engineering gets done with it, they're going to then hand it off to our production team. And our production team kind of has three facets to it right now. We have our custom shop, and they do all of our architectural millwork and our Wisera, which is our mobile island program. Then we have our main box shop, which is our main facility right here. And then we also have our surfaces shop. So they would hand them off to that, and our two production managers would determine what path everything is going to go from a manufacturing strategy perspective. If we're going to use our main box shop, the strategy that would use is it would come into the main part of our building. The materials and raw materials come in, and we'll basically cut everything to shape. So if it's a cabinet wall end or if it's a top or bottom, we cut the shape, and then one machine, our CNC machine, our nested base, would actually cut the shape and do the holes in any shape that's not a square shape. While our saw will cut just squares and rectangles, and then we have our vertical drilling machine, which will do any of the other drilling, and dados and stuff like that would go across our vertical drilling machines. Once they go through our panel dimensioning or panel sizing department, they would then go down to our edge banding department. All of our parts and pieces must get edge band. The product that we use is all panel and sheet stock, so it's either an MDF core or a particle board core, so you have to seal that core up so moisture and stuff won't get into it. Our edge bander does something around, I think it's like 14,000 parts a week. That machine is ran by one operator. On the end of the machine, there's a little robot that brings parts back to him, or if they're done, they would go to another line where they then would get doweled, where it would drill and insert these pre-glued dowels. Once they come out of doweling, it would then go into our bidding and our sorting stage. So we have all these parts that we cut apart up in our dimensioning saw area, and on one sheet there might be 3 or 4 or 5 different cabinets. So we got to marry them all back together so we can build one cabinet. The average cabinet has about 17 parts to it. So we have to bring them all back together because we don't want to start assembling them until we know we have all the parts. You don't want to start putting the cabinet together if you're missing a door. So they bring everything back together into a bin. They scan the barcodes and it starts kitting them. What we call is kitting them back together. Once they go in one side of the binning, that is when they're kind of like staging them all up. And then on the other side, they'll take them all out and load them onto roll cases as they go down for the assembler to assemble them and the assembly team to fit and finish them and put doors and drawers on. So they'll then go to the finish or the assembly line. Once they get to the assembly line, they will assemble the drawer boxes, they'll assemble the carcass of the cabinet, they will case clamp it. The back is hot melted in so it doesn't rack, the cabinet doesn't rack or anything. And then there's a bunch of people doing doors and inserting the shelves and doing fit and finish quality control. We wrap all of our cabinets then in a cardboard to protect all the finished ends and the finished faces. And then we would load them onto a pallet. And then we strategically palletize everything so that that pallet is a unit when it gets to a job site. So there's not multiple cabinets on a pallet for multiple rooms. That'd be really frustrating for our installers. So each pallet contains a unit or where it would go in the building. We would then kit all those cabinets together for that given room, and we would shrink wrap that up, and then it would go basically into our warehouse. So right now we build our product, and then we ship it to a warehouse, and we ship out of our warehouse. It gives us just that extra flexibility to service our customers, shipping out of a warehouse versus shipping right off the back of a line. Once the customer gives us their calendar when they would like that room or that unit or a full semi of cabinets, we would then ship out of our warehouse on the pallets to the job sites, and it works really well shipping on pallets so they can just lift them right off with whatever forklifts they have on site. All those cabinets are still contained in that stretch wrap pallet, so no damage or anything happens. The cabinets aren't even exposed to damage until they would be taken out of that real close to the room that they probably are going to be installed in. So our real goal here is to bring advanced technology and blend that with old school craftsmanship. So at the end of the day, that we can take these vision and these dreams of our interior designers, our architects, the ownership or the client that we're working for, and turn them into a space that creates an experience that they're looking for. Our team is growth-minded. We get stuff done. We're humble. We're helpful. We take ownership. And one that's dearest to my heart is to remove stress. Those are the core values that we live by here at Hansen Company. Another thing that Hansen Company really believes is that we're only as strong and healthy as our community that we're in and that we support. So we support local efforts like education, any sort of family support stuff, and any type of youth needs. It's why we've been doing this manufacturing day for our youth since back in 2017, I think is when we started this. And this year we're super excited to have all of our students come in. It's virtual this year, and see what we do and see what manufacturing looks like. And we also are welcome our doors if any schools want to reach out to us and get a private tour and come on in. And we'd love to have you over and show you what we do here at Hansen Company.